Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Talk Amongst Yourselves, the show where we get together and talk about a bunch of sports. Now, firstly, I want to say big thank you to everybody who watched our previous video with Rowan Campbell after his fight against Reino Liebenberg. That's my best video to date, Cash. That's prime time. We're in the money. Really appreciate everybody who clicked and shared the links and did all that kind of jazz. But now I have to do the YouTube stuff and tell you that 90% of people watch my video unsubscribe to the channel. So please, subscribe. Once you click watch, just press the subscribe button. In other news as well, you can go over to www.mynature.com to find out more about what I'm doing with Talk Amongst Yourselves and also what Cash is doing on the production ends within the realms of sport and other things. Today we'll be talking to someone quite special. Special because of the heights that he's soared and I suppose the lows that he's experienced, but he's on his way back. And that's Xolisani Ndongeni, better known as Nomeva the champ, former WBF and IBO champion of the world. And also you may know him from being one of, I suppose, the most prominent celebrity boxing trainers in South Africa. He's done or trained the likes of Pearl Tusi, Connie Ferguson, Bridget Masinga, and the list goes on. Me soon in the future, I'll be with him as well, just trying to throw my slip hooks, etc. You don't want to meet me in the streets. You don't want to meet me in the streets. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I got hands. So we'll be talking to him off his win, just on the weekend actually, against Bryson Gwayani. He fought off the back of that fight where he lost to Prince Ndlovu, which me and Cash rather spoke about last year. So the culmination of all those things was a 9th round victory, stoppage for Nomeva the champ. And we'll get into all of that and where he sees his career going on the other side of 30 and what his plans are for the future. That conversation is coming up next. Xolisani Nomeva the champ Ndongeni. Nomeva, what's up, man? How you doing?
Good, Tanaka. How are you, bro? And obviously, thank you for...
Man, I'm all right. No, you can't thank me. You're the champ. I thank you for coming on to this platform. You know what I mean? Honestly, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on.
Nice one. Thank you.
So let's talk, Nomeva. I mean, there's so much to discuss, man. You and I used to speak quite regularly during 2019, and then off obviously 2020 when lockdown happened, and so much in the world changed. So much has happened since then, Nomeva. But maybe we'll start right at where you are right now. Behind you, we can see some lights, we can see some ceilings, we can see some happenings going on. And that's the gym that you're now a proud owner of out in Midrand. Congratulations. Tell us about that. I mean, this is amazing.
This is Fight Club. You guys can see it's the first to be as of Nomeva. And what happened is that Nomeva is working for Fight Club. I've been working for Fight Club as a regional manager and came to a point where I decided to, now, because, boxing, it's a short career and you know what, anything can happen. Once you get into the ring, you are risking your life every day. Training, running in the road, you are risking your life every day. Getting ready for fight, I don't know what my sparring, we do everything. Some other boxers' lives ended in the gym through sparring, and training, So it is something that we need to think about as boxers and obviously know that we are at risk any time. So I then decided to have something that I'm starting in for me and my family in order I get into a point where I cannot box anymore, and I don't want it to be difficult for me to have to push and start something when I can never be able to box again, So I then started to think and decided to go and invest in this thing that I know for a fact, which is I know how to train people and obviously be part of the gym or whatever fitness industry. So I decided to just open my own gym.
That's amazing, man. Listen, congratulations. Like you said, it's well documented. The fact that so many fighters who were some of South Africa's biggest fighters after their careers go broke. And we know the stories. It happens across many sports, to be fair, football, and boxing is not without its own issues. So the fact that you've taken this step is massive. I mean, I guess for you, the question will then be, are you training professional fighters in there? Is it for the public? What's happening at the gym?
Hey, this gym is going to be we just like less than a month spent, and believe that I don't have like professional boxers yet, but it's something that I'm looking for. It's something that I'm working on. I have an idea, and I would like to see it working. And you know what? I have a dream that I need to make sure I'm working on it, and I want to see every young boxer or every boxer that wanna grow in their careers being able to work and be their own brands, and obviously to a point where they can be able to manage what's happening around them, and also have like good teams to help them grow up and build their brands. So I will in future have my team. I'm not gonna say I'll manage these boxers or whatsoever, but we'll see it in time. But what I want to do is to have like boxers training together and building each other every now and then, and obviously making sure that each of them is building their brands without having to work for someone. You know, mostly boxers, they work for the trainers, whoever they were training for, you know, and they end up their art people's brands, you know. So I want to see boxers building their own brands. I want to see boxers being very independent, and obviously understanding who are they in the sport of boxing, because at the end of the day, there's still like a lack of understanding when it comes to boxers knowing who's who in terms of their space, you know. And most of boxers think they working for the trainers, or they boxing for the trainers or managers, but it's the other way around, you know. And I'm trying to make sure, and obviously to have a plan on how to take it out there for people to understand that we boxers are the main reason why there is boxing, or the main ever of the actual boxing.
You're absolutely correct. I mean, look, as someone who's followed your fight career for as long as I have, and I mean, all this stuff is well publicized. To see you now a gym owner is something completely amazing. I remember listening to an interview of yours after you had won the PBL, which was the Premier Boxing League. We know the story. We're not going to get into all the amounts of money that you weren't paid, but back then you were talking about just buying a home for yourself. You know, that's what you wanted, was somewhere decent to live at that time. And now you stand here today, or sit in a gym facility which is ready to welcome all of Midrand into its training facility, personal trainer to so many celebrities here in South Africa. I mean, just your journey from then to now, when you look back on it, it must make you smile.
Yes, you know, those were difficult times, and you know what? I had plans and hopes, and honestly, it was a great thing. I don't want to lie. When you came and introduced the PBL, I felt like, everyone in East London and South Africa felt like this is the big thing ever, you know, for boxing. Yeah. So I'm sorry. I think my phone was telling me my bed.
No, that's fine.
So PBL came, and then what happened is that when we were due to be, I won the PBL pound per pound, and when we were due to be paid, what's due to us, we didn't get what we were promised. I wanted to buy myself, obviously, a beautiful home. You know, I'm from London. I grew up in it was my dream, obviously, to come out of the shake and have my own space and have like a nice home that I can call it home, you know. But after that, after this whatever scandal happened, Nomeva decided to make a move, do something else, change. I came to Joburg and trying to start my own life and do my own things, which was not easy. It was very difficult, but obviously because of people that were promising A, B, and C, you know. So that's how Nomeva came to Joburg, and I learned every day of my stay in Joburg and learning, and obviously took decisions, and I had to live up to them. until today. But what I can say is that with my boxing and everything that I had, I managed to get like at least a house for myself in East London, and I built a house, not the one that I wish for. If I had got the money for people and for my family, at least they have some. And go back, and I started working. My boxing was an ups and down thing, since coming back from East London, Gordon Network, Gordon Club. Things went south with me and Gordon Clubs. We didn't. I had to go. I left. I went to America. From America, when I got to America, I was supposed to fight. I was supposed to be there for 4 years, and obviously, I had a contract with Gordon Gloves, and he's a co-promoter in California, which is Better Promotions. They didn't allow me to fight in America. I spent like the whole year in America not fighting because of our contract. And I had to come back for 2010. And 2018, I was like, I can't go back to America and stay just because I'm waiting for the contract to end. I started to go and work with Sean Smith. Decided to go and work with Sean Smith while I'm waiting for those things to clear out. And, luckily, because I was bored, I was going to gym and train and come back and sleep, train, come back and sleep. We'd get fights there and there, but not good fights. Obviously, I ended up getting losses because I lost to Devin Haney 2019 January on the 10th. Because it was like a frustration fight that I take, because I was like, if I can win this fight, if I win, and I was sure I can win the fight because I knew the boy, because I had trained with him and in America for like almost a year. So I've seen him. I knew how he fights, and he's not a danger to me, and I can take him up. And unfortunately, I lost the fight, but I had learned a lot, and after that, I lost the other fight that I lost to Prince Domo, which was a big surprise for me.
Yeah.
In my career, since I came, because my first fight in Joburg, I had to fight with Ndongeni was a very good boxer, and I was just like, I just had a lot in my mind. I just changed my trainer, changed my gym, change everything, like in the area and environment. I come from East London to Joburg, so there was a lot happening in my mind, and then I fought in Ndongeni. Ndongeni is a very experienced boxer, good boxer. He was number one best jab in the world, So it was a very difficult fight for me, but I won the fight fine. But obviously, even after the second fight I fought in America, I couldn't knock him out, but I won the fight. But we didn't get along because they expected me to knock him out, knock all my opponents out. But to me, what was the most important thing was to get a win, So what I'm saying is that after I had learned everything that I've been through and all the situations that I've been through, I was learning and making sure that I have to live with whatever comes my way, because every decision was my own decision, Now, I'm working. I started training celebrity people, working for Fight Club as the Mauritian manager, and luckily I managed to buy my house. I'm staying in my own house in Joburg now, and obviously I'm good. I'm driving, so I'm fine. I'm living a normal life. I'm affording everything that as much as we want to get my 1 million, But it did not stop me to try and live the life that I wished for, And I believe that I'm still going to be, with or without that one. So, because I'm working, so that I'm working hard. As I still have my boxing, I'm still going to make it.
That's kind of a brief, I suppose, outline of your career. I mean, you really gave it to us in a very summarized, abridged version, Nomeva. I'm pretty sure you could write 5 books on just the past 5 years of your life alone. But that summary just, I suppose, speaks to just how beautiful your story is, the rags to riches story in boxing. What I want to know, Nomeva, is about also the fight this past weekend. I mean, not many people will know just by looking at your face, but you were in a 9-round fight just a couple of days ago. It doesn't look that way, which I suppose is testament to your skill set. But let's talk about that comeback fight against Bryson Gwayani. Look, he's, I suppose, not a prolific fighter. He's not a fighter that maybe a lot of people are familiar with. I'm not even sure how familiar you were with him before taking that fight. I only saw Xolisani Ndongeni, who he fought when Xolisani was still very wet behind the ears. And he ultimately lost that fight by unanimous decision. But tell me your thoughts on the fight this past weekend over at TLB Promotions.
My fight, obviously, it was, I was excited going to the fight, because one, the first thing is that I had changed my team, which is my trainer, and obviously everything around me, gyms and everything. And, it's something that I've been confident about, and obviously, so I knew that now everything is up to me, I need to do it for myself mostly. And the most important thing is that I have now decided to have a team that I know they believe in me, not because I wanted to be somewhere, training at Fight Club now, which is my Fight Club, this one that I've had. And it gives me all the time to be at the gym in good time every day, because I don't have to rush to anywhere and go back to anywhere. I'm here the whole day, and I have all the time to train. So I was very fit for the fight. It was a very important fight for me because I was coming out of a big loss, which was a surprise, that I lost to Prince. Prince Lomo was okay, obviously a fight, just a fight. But unfortunately, I lost the fight. And in a very bad way, I got knocked out, for the first time losing in South Africa, But it has been in me for a very long time that one day when I lose the fight, it should better be a knockout, because I don't think, and I don't remember losing a fight on points in South Africa, or I don't wish it can be like that, lose a fight in South Africa and be in a space where I have to stand in front of the judges with the winner and they say the guy beat me because of his boxing skills and everything. He was good, he was better than me. So I never thought I would be in a situation like that. So the loss that I got from Prince Lomo confirmed that, okay, I can only lose like that in a South African box. By a knockout, he knocked me out cold, which was good. It was a very big punch. It was going to happen to anyone. I was winning the fight on points, very good and very clean. I got KO'd. So it was a big fight, this one for me, fighting Bryson Gwayani. And I saw him against Mackenzie, but I believe that it was very early in the years when Mackenzie was still young, and also that boxing, and also Bryson then that time, he was not as confident as he is now, and also the way he was believing in himself as he was now. So to me, it was a good fight, coming back fight. Needed to win the fight. I needed to motivate myself, and I was in a very good space in time. I was at peace. I was fine with everything around me, So I told myself that in this fight, this time around, I need to win it very good and convincingly, because I owe it to myself to see if am I still in boxing, and for boxing, can I still make it far, in boxing. So I tried to concentrate in everything that I was doing when it comes to training, and everything that I was working on, with my both trainers, Chief and Shannon. So they were teaching me almost the same thing, but maybe in different ways. But you know what? getting back with Chief, it boosted my confidence a lot, because Chief is one trainer that knows Nomeva more than anyone else. And there can never be a trainer that understands and believes in Nomeva like Chief. I ought also to show Chief that the Nomeva he made before, is still there, because Chief took me from 0 to 17 fights and obviously without a loss, and made me South African champion 2 times and international champion, So until whatever happened, we part ways, and then I came to Joburg and stuff. So I was going back to him, and I believe that I believed before I went to Chief that it is a good decision that I'm taking, and I believe that it's gonna work for me, because the reason why it was not easy to work with Chief is because I was still in a space where I have to train in someone else's gym, and that forces me to be managed by that person. And now that I have my own gym, it was easy for me to say, Chief, this is my space. Now I can be able to work with you here, or if I have to go to East London and train in East London and train with you in East London, because I'm based in Joburg and I'm doing everything in Joburg and my work is in Joburg, and I believe that I'm going to be in Joburg for the longest time. So if we are good to work while I'm based in Joburg, then let it be, So I was very confident that I'm going to win the fight, and especially Chief is back, I don't believe that there's any boxer that can come and beat me in the ring while Chief is there, unless it's going to be a knockout like it happened to Dom, something that I was not expecting, So that's what happened. In the fight, I was just relaxing. I was cool. I knew Chief is there. I knew Shannon is there. And I knew if there's something wrong, they would tell me in a very good way, So it was just a matter of using and making sure that I do everything that we worked on. So I believe it was a good fight for me. And the fact that it went the distance, because I managed to see, it was my first time in boxing, fighting round 1 to round 6 without even getting tired in my leg, anything or whatsoever, because I felt like I'm going to the first round, all the rounds from round 1 to round 5 to round 6, it was like I'm still going to round 1 because nothing was happening. My body was, my chest was fine, my legs were fine, everything was fine, because I was not doing everything. I was doing what I need to do only.